Hello everyone, this is Miss Durgan. I'm going to be conducting Mary's IEP annual review today. Firstly, I want to start off by introducing everyone so we all know who we are and why we're here. I'll start with myself. So again, I'm Miss Durgan. I am Mary's teacher. I'm going to be reporting on her academic and behavioral progress in the classroom and the things that I have seen. Of course, we have Mary here. She's going to be advocating for herself and giving us her opinion on her goals and her progress and things from her point of view. Next, we have Ken and Carol, which is Mary's parents. They're here to, of course, be in the loop. While we're here, you guys did receive the prior written notice, correct? Oh, good. Thank you. I just want to remind you guys while you're here that you do have a right to attend this meeting. You do have the right to access any of Mary's educational records as you see fit. You also have the right to an independent educational evaluation if you do not agree with the evaluations that we have given your daughter. You also have the right to stay put or dispute using your due process rights if you do not agree with anything that we say in this meeting. Moving on, we have Erin Bailey, which is the occupational therapist here at Tilton School. We also have Samantha Young, which is the TLC tutor here at Tilton School. And lastly, we have Shelly Miles, which is our service coordinator and CSE chairperson here at Tilton School. Mary does receive occupational therapy as well as TLC 3 times a week, so it's important that those staff are here to let everyone know about their point of view on Mary's progress. And Shelly Miles, our service coordinator, CSC chairperson, is here because she makes sure that the IEP that we have created is accurate for Mary. Next, so the whole reason we are here is because Mary was placed in a residential program with the House of Good Shepherd and is attending Tilton School. Tilton is a 612 classroom setting. She will not be part of the general education curriculum for all academic areas, and she has not been a part of the general education curriculum for all academic areas. So let's first start with her present levels of performance. From my point of view as the teacher in the classroom, when it comes to ELA, she struggles with reading, writing, and spelling. She is currently learning pre-primer sight words. She has been learning them 5 at a time. She can recognize some letters, but she does not know all the sounds that those letters make. She can formulate her own sentences, but cannot write them down. If she tells a teacher a sentence, the teacher can write it down. She is able to copy that sentence onto her paper. So her knowledge of creating sentences is strong, but her ability to write them is where she lacks. Her reading comprehension in the form of listening is strong, so she has strong listening comprehension. She is currently able to write a paragraph that includes a topic sentence, 5 details, and a closing sentence, but again, with help of a teacher. So she verbalizes the sentence to a teacher, the teacher writes it down, and then she copies that to her paper. When it comes to math, the student can complete basic addition and subtraction facts, but she needs to use a number line or some other form of counter or manipulative. She knows 2D and 3D shapes. We did a lesson on that. She doesn't know time or money, and she doesn't know double-digit addition or subtraction with or without regrouping. In science and social studies, her comprehension is again strong. She is very strong at her listening comprehension. In science, she loves to participate in the labs. She loves all the hands-on, but so she's very good at understanding concepts and recalling facts even from day to day. Her hindrances stem from her inability to read, write, and spell. For her physical present levels of performance, according to Erin Bailey, our occupational therapist, she has below average handwriting skills. a definite dysfunction in overall sensory processing, and below average visual processing. She has a particular weakness with visual closure. So those are the reasons that she is still going to OT. I do not see any deficits for her in her oral language and communication skills at this time. I also do not see any deficits in her adaptive skills at this time. For her social and emotional behaviors, present levels of performances, about 1 to 2 times per week she does have an outburst. These range from mild to severe. Her more mild outbursts, you can tell that she is visibly angry. She might rip up her paper, she might refuse work, and she's very assertive and very oppositional. During her more severe outbursts, she might be physical. She also likes to hiss and scratch and crawl on the floor. When she is very angry, she turns into a cat. And she also has a history of running out of the building away from staff. Next, I would like to go over the goals that we have created and been working on for Mary. So first, our first annual goal is that Mary will be able to add and subtract numbers within 20 with regrouping without the use of a number line or manipulatives. So again, right now, she is able to add and subtract within 10 using manipulatives or a number line. We want to get her to be able to do that within 20 and without using a number line or manipulative. When this will be monitored with worksheets 4 out of 5 days of the week. And then the 5th day of the week, this will be monitored with an assessment, and this will be worked on in the classroom and at TLC. The next goal that we have is Mary will recognize the sounds of 21 out of 21 consonants and both the long and short sounds of all 5 vowels. I will work on this goal as well as the TLC tutor, and I will monitor this through classroom worksheets, assessments, observations, and games that we have created that help with phonemic skills. The next goal we have is with emotional management. We have found that when Mary perceives something to be difficult, that is when she tends to get upset. So for that reason, we came up with the goal of when given a task that Mary perceives as difficult, Mary will properly and politely ask for help before going into a crisis. This will be monitored by me, and I will keep track of this using a chart system that I have created. I brought paperwork for that so I can show you exactly how the chart works and what it looks like. And the last goal is a writing goal. So when I speak a CVC word, which means consonant, vowel, consonant, Mary will be able to use the knowledge that she is learning of consonant and vowel sounds to correctly spell that CVC word out on her paper. Again, I will monitor this as well as she will work on this in TLC, and I will monitor this by a checklist system. Any questions at this point? Moving on to her services and accommodations. So again, her services are going to be occupational therapy and TLC. Her accommodations are going to be preferential seating for all academic areas. We believe that limiting Mary's distractions and being close to a teacher so that we can help when needed will be beneficial to her. Tests read for all academic areas. Again, her inability to read hinders her performance in some subject areas. So if we are reading the directions of a test to her and what the questions are asking, we will be able to better judge whether Mary is understanding a concept or did she get the question wrong just because she couldn't read what it was asking. For language arts, English, and reading, she will be given the use of a graphic organizer to plan out her thoughts ahead of time and to practice her writing skills. And lastly, for all academic areas, in classwork and assignments, she will be given frequent breaks in order to not get too worked up or stressed out or overwhelmed. And if she does start to feel that way, these frequent breaks will hopefully get her back down to baseline. We do believe that Mary is eligible for an extended school year for multiple reasons. First, she is below grade level in many academic areas, and we believe that during the extended school year, we can really target her specific deficits and hopefully bridge some of that gap. Secondly, we are worried that Mary has the potential to regress during those months off if she is not in the school setting and learning the skills that she needs to learn. So an extended school year will help ensure that she keeps her brain working and learning. Any questions with that? So the last part of this assignment states, to conclude my video by providing an explanation of how you would actively listen to and address the needs of families and other stakeholders throughout the meeting. So first, I would make sure to keep good eye contact because I want the parents and families and other stakeholders to know that I care about what they're saying and I genuinely am listening. And I'll also be mindful of my facial expression using silent nods. Again, this is so that they know that I'm engaged and listening to what they have to say. I'll also try and keep a calm, neutral tone of voice. I don't want to come off too assertive or rude because I want it to feel like a calming environment where everyone is welcome to speak their minds. If there was any needs or questions that I specifically needed to address, I would first summarize what they're asking to make sure that I'm going to answer what they want to answer. And I would do this to the best of my abilities. I would look at any of the paperwork I'd gathered and see if that helps with anything. I'll use my professional judgment and my prior knowledge to help answer these questions. And if it's something significant that I don't think that I have the correct knowledge to answer, I will offer to go out of my way to retrieve this information and report back to them after the IEP meeting.